Everyone can exhale. Welcome in to Network 216 postgame for your Browns domination of the Tennessee Titans. I'm Jacob. That's Tyler Johnson. Below me is Casey Kinnaman. Gentlemen, how the hell are we doing this fine Sunday evening?
I
Dude,
feel
I'm on
elated,
cloud
man.
nine right now, man. Like, listen, I was telling people for a while, like, we're 1-1. The sky isn't falling. The season's not over. We all need to just chill out. And Browns fans have issue with chilling out and relaxing. Maybe believing in Deshaun Watson and just taking a step back and look at the big picture, everything will be okay. And you know what? I'm going to enjoy this one. I'm not going to have a complete victory lap yet, but I'm going to enjoy this one. That's for sure.
Damn, we needed this. After the disappointment and the disgusting nature of Chubb's injury and everything that was like shrouded over us for the past 6 days, man, we needed this. And damn it, man, this defense is who we thought they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're at a large enough sample size now. Like this is the reality we're living in. We have an elite defense. So that'll travel, man. We'll have that every week. That's something you can put your hat on right now.
I called my dad post game, and just was like talking to him for 10, 15 minutes or whatever, and like I get on there and he just goes, that defense. Like I mean, it was like he was
He's
just
not wrong.
he just was in awe of it. It sounded like, talking to him, and I thought that was the appropriate response because the Browns don't fumble in their own 20, 25 yard line, whatever it is. They shut out the Tennessee Titans. They are now sitting at, what did I see? They're like 50. Was it like 52-6 is what they've outscored opponents in their 2 home games?
Here's the great stat.
Okay.
Through 3 games, the Browns defense has given up 18 points. So that's 6 per game technically. 335 total passing yards. So that's 111 per game. 156 rush yards allowed. 51 per game. 526 total yards. 175 per game. And listen, it's going to be said, so let's just say it now. Bruh, Derrick Henry, you looked like a bum today. You looked absolutely awful. You looked old, and it was very satisfying to see just that utter domination.
I got my proud podcaster moment as Alex Wright got his first career sack today. Alex Wright played himself a game, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Like not
He
just
looked
not
great,
talking
man.
about that sack. He had what? I think I can think of like 1 TFL in the run game, but like he was pursuing down the line while keeping backside contained really well against the run, and they could not get East and West. Tyjae Spears, even he's much better, I think, East and West as a runner than Derrick Henry is. They couldn't do anything going East and West, and they were not letting them go north and south. Like they understood the assignment, and Derrick Henry. Man, what a year makes. We're talking about this defense and specifically the power run defense. Like, I'm not even getting into the other stuff. I'm just, you could line up in the I formation and get 7 yards of play right up the gut on the Browns last year. And now Derrick Henry has like 9 yards or some stupid stat in this game where at one point he had 8. I know at one point he had 8 carries for 6 yards in the second half.
Yep.
I remember that stat coming up, and it's just like last year that was the recipe. This year they're telling you not only can you not do that as much, you can't do it at all. And this defensive line, like I feel bad for Jadarius Smith. Old dude has gotten very close to some sacks, but his boys are just taking them from him before he can get it. And Myles Garrett had a defensive player of the year performance today. Let me say that back. A defensive player of the year performance. You have to have games like this. He goes out there and has 3.5 sacks, forces a fumble, and it was just like 2 of his sacks he was being held. Like, and when they show the replay,
around the neck, bro.
And they called it. They called a holding on him. They did call a holding on him. Me and Casey almost had a heart attack as we were watching that game, and they called a holding on him. But yeah, man, they were holding him around the neck, getting all of his chest, everything, and he goes with 3.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and he's the leader of, and I'll say it, I don't give a shit. This is the best defense in football right now. Through 3 games, and I know they haven't played, Burrow wasn't himself and they had the rain, and I know they haven't played like a Patty Mahomes or anything like that, but their numbers are absolutely asinine for an NFL defense through 3 games.
I need to see this team play Miami at some point. This defense against the Miami offense. Because right now, this defense, we have never seen in our lifetime a better defense than we have right now. And it's just, dude, I wish I had the picture, and I don't have it, and I haven't had a chance to do slides, but new slides. That picture of Jim Schwartz on the sideline just cracking up.
Teasing.
Dude, just having a great time right now. And you know what? We've talked about it many times, guys. This defense has more swagger than any defense in the NFL. And you need that. And they're playing that way. They're playing with confidence. There is nobody they can put on the field right now that I don't have confidence that can make a play. And I'm going to say this, that includes Jordan Elliott. This defense, every single player is making a play. Cam Mitchell made a play today. Every person that has stepped on the field for this defense has made a play at some point. And Zadarius Smith, his time will come. But right now, they have no answer. Not that they ever have an answer for Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett's on a different level right now, and it's because there's endless talent around him on that defensive line.
Yeah, let's talk about Jacobs' boy Alex Wright for a second. I don't know about you guys, but I was almost sure they were going to IR him. We wouldn't even have him back until San Francisco, but he's already making his emergence now, 3 games in, when I didn't even think he'd be playing. That is trouble when you can add a guy like that to an already stacked defensive line. A guy who can come in, hold the edge. The way he was knifing down the line of scrimmage on run, man, that's the assignment right there. And obviously Myles is Myles, and today he had one of those games, man. That last play of the first half, like that's what gets you in those conversations. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was being completely armbarred. It didn't matter. That there could have been 2 Andre Dillards. That shit wasn't going to stop him. Like he just that's how you really cement yourself, especially after last week. Winning 40% of his win rate, and still just didn't get home. So people will just assume that he didn't have a game. Buddy, 3.5 sacks. You had yourself a game. Now it's time to build on this, though. This defense is playing so lights out. I watched the end of the Baltimore game. I didn't get to see the beginning of it, but they put up 19 points on a mediocre Colts defense.
At home, mind you.
Yeah, at home. At home. So now they got to travel to Cleveland next week and play this defense. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as easy as said, but are you guys fearful of Baltimore? Because I'm sure as shit not.
No, and we were wrapping up our live stream on the PSF app, me and Casey, from today's game, and we talked about it, man. Baltimore loses that game, you're sitting right now tied first. You're both 2-1. You're both 2-1. I really hope that Pittsburgh loses tonight. That would be the cherry on the top of that tree. And there's a bunch of problems in Cincinnati, and we don't really know what's going on with their quarterback situation, and that's tough. But you put yourself in such a great position to go up against Baltimore next week and get into the bye at potentially 3-1. And my favorite moment, if you haven't seen this on social media, you need to go find it, is when Myles Garrett forced a delay of game penalty because the Titans had 2 tight ends following it. So he lines up on one side. I don't know if you guys have seen it. So I know Tyler clearly has, but just for any of the listeners and the watchers of this show that may not have seen this on social media, just give it a quick Google. You'll find it. Emmanuel Acho was one of the first ones that I saw post it and got my attention. And Myles is on the right side. And then he goes over to the other side, and the 2 tight ends follow him over there. Well, then he goes and walks back to the other side, and the 2 tight ends follow him again. And then he kind of does a little bit of this, and boom, it ended up not being a delay of game. They had to call a timeout. But he forced a timeout and almost forced a penalty because they were so afraid of him that they were going to make sure they triple teamed him wherever he went. And that's Defensive Player of the Year stuff. It's a long road to Defensive Player of the Year. You don't win it after 3 games, but you have to have these games in your back pocket. And Myles Garrett, he has help now, and he is going to another level because he understands that if he gives his all, there are other guys talented enough to make impact plays. So they're going out there on every snap, they're playing every snap like it's their last, man. They're going out there, they're flying, they're fast, they're aggressive. That defense is just, it was so much fun today, and I'm looking at it. I'm really excited for 3 weeks from now to see them go up against Kyle Shanahan in his offense and what he can do as a schemer. But one game at a time. This was awesome. I'm excited. I'll be in Cleveland next week for the Baltimore game with my little brother. So we are going to go up there, 50-yard line tickets from my beautiful wife for our anniversary. So I will be up there just watching. Man, we've waited what feels like a lifetime for a defense that excites us. And God, I'm an offensive guy, but I almost like watching this defense more because it's that fun and that exciting for me.
I'll even say this too, Jacob, something that needs to be said just because, got a lot of negative attention last year, and rightfully so. He didn't play well. Telling you, there's a reason the Browns paid Denzel Ward, and you're really starting to see it. When this man is healthy, he is a top 10, and you could make the argument a top 5 corner. He is everywhere on the field. He is consistently reading the routes exactly where they need to be. He's coming up in the run game. I'm telling you, Denzel Ward, there might not be a better corner in the league when it comes to defending screen passes. Denzel Ward is consistently there. And I think, he needs to be getting the praise because he's dealt with a lot of injury. The concussion, it still is a concern for me, the fact he's just had so many. But he has been fantastic and looked fantastic for the Browns. 4 tackles again today, 3 solo tackles, 2 pass deflections, and let's not include a tackle for loss. Denzel Ward's been fantastic. The Warden is back. And, Baltimore's going to come to town, and we're going to have a great pregame show for it next week. I'd take this Browns defense right now against every offense in the league. I think this defense is good enough. This defense right now is setting records at what they're doing. And again, it's a pace. I don't know if it's clearly, I don't think sustainable to not get up a touchdown to Kyle Shanahan, to probably Lamar Jackson. But this defense, man, is special. And it's crazy what the difference a year can make and what the difference a defensive coordinator with experience that's won a Super Bowl and that's well-respected around the league, what a competent defensive coordinator can do for this team.
They're having fun out there, man.
Yeah.
Like, watch them. And, obviously they have the talent, especially at the key positions. But it's not just that. They're doing the small things. Watch them rally to the football.
Yes.
Not the eliminating, you might get a completion, but you ain't getting no yak. You know what I mean? You're dead to rights wherever you catch it. It's beautiful. And for Denzel, his ability to come up and tackle, just eliminate on one-on-one, because he's not a big corner by any means. He's adjusting the way in which he's approaching ball carriers, and he's taking people right out. I have no notes for this team on that side of the ball, man. It's exactly that's how you coach it up. That's teach tape, what they're doing on Sundays to other NFL teams. And you're right. This is. It's unreasonable of us to assume they can keep this kind of shit up, dude. This is ridiculous. And we're going to.
Let's see how long they can. Let's see how long.
I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the ride. We'll see what happens next week in Baltimore. I just don't think that's a good scheme. I don't think that was a good scheme fit getting Monken for Lamar. I know a lot of people were pumped on it. I just don't know why don't convert it. Why are you making him what he isn't? You know what I mean? Ride it out. He is what he is. I don't think you're going to change him to Tom Brady all of a sudden. But that game against San Fran after the bye, man, because that is a team who gets yards after the catch. They make a living on yards after the catch. Yep. And if this team can tackle like that, man, they're going to be able to go toe-to-toe with anybody.
That's a great segue, Casey, by the way, because you talk about why would you make your quarterback something he's not? Why would you have him doing a scheme that maybe he's not comfortable with? I think today we finally are getting there with Deshaun Watson and Kevin Stefanski.
I want to
change.
Sorry.
It's fine. I was going to say change the subject, but we could talk defense all day too. I'm good with that.
I just wanted to I just want to give JOK props. I thought JOK had a hell of a game today. I thought he was flying all over the field. We got some more tummy rubs from a healthy Maurice Hurst. And I just think that looking at JOK, he's bigger and he's staying clean. He added some size. They wanted him to add some size. He added it. He's did not lose the explosiveness going sideline to sideline. He's incredibly rangy, and he's exactly what they thought they drafted. He's such a great fit into what Jim Schwartz does. But, yeah, man, Kevin Stefanski and the offense on that side, you saw them merge both worlds today because they still had Watson under center a decent amount. I would love to see what the final snap counts are because obviously I didn't keep track. But they did some of the concepts that Kevin likes, but they also put a lot of it on Watson's shoulders, and they were creative trying to make the run game work. And Kareem Hunt got a handful of touches, didn't have 100 all-purpose yards or anything like crazy like that. But he had they got Kareem Hunt some touches to get him back in shape. Ford looks good. Pierre Strong played well, and they just spread it out and they put it on Ford's shoulders. And he nearly threw for 300 yards. He should have thrown for 300 yards because Amari Cooper was not out of bounds. Not even close. Like I thought it was close, but then they showed the replay, and he's right there. The guy is right there, and you don't. And then like you see Stefanski say, "Let it play out. Like let the play out. Don't blow it dead." And they do it, but by any means, Watson doesn't go out there. He wasn't perfect. He was really good, but it's a step in the right direction. It's trending. If this offense clicks like this, the defense is clicking. If the offense clicks like this for an extended period of time, they can reach the land that we thought they could reach a month ago when we were doing these season previews.
Dude. The defense. Listen, people thought I was crazy when I said this, and I get it. It was after 2 games. This defense is a Super Bowl caliber defense. It is that good. Like, I get it. They still we've not played. San Francisco is going to be the test, ultimately. It really is to see where this defense is. But that said, this is a Super Bowl caliber defense. If you get above average to good quarterback play and this offense even just puts up 27 a game, there's not going to be many teams in the league that are going to beat the Browns. There just aren't because you have to be able to score against this defense. And I can't see many teams in the AFC right now outside of probably Kansas City, Miami. I would say Cincinnati, I think, can. Outside of that, guys, there is really nobody in the AFC that I really think is going to Buffalo. So 3 teams. That's 3 teams that I think can put up enough points to beat this Browns team when it comes to trying to score that many on this defense. And if Deshaun Watson – today, you saw some of the throws to DPJ in particular. That sideline throw, absolute money. Couple to Amari Cooper right there. Now, the thing that he's still doing that is a little worrisome, if he's locked on someone, he's throwing that ball. He ain't looking off. And you saw it a couple times with Cooper. Good thing that throw got there because the defender was right there. So, I mean, you'd like to see that. Like, he was in rhythm today. He looked good. He looked comfortable. They protected him well. We talked about it. We talked about it in the pregame show. Up the middle, Wyatt Teller did good in pass protection. Pochik, Batonio. And I even thought, besides one play where Jed Wills looked absolutely trash, I thought he played pretty decent. DeJuan Jones looked good. And Watson had some swag to him today, guys. So I'm encouraged with where we are. I know it's still not like we need to see more. We need to see more. And Baltimore's going to be another test because you went up against a bad pass defense today.
Yeah.
Do that against Baltimore, and then I think people are going to start shutting up.
Can I give you a quote real quick, and I'll let Casey. I know Casey has something to say. This is an Amari Cooper quote. It was just posted. Video of this was just posted by Cammie Justice. Of course, it was about the out of bounds call, and I just love this quote. Cooper said it was kind of weird. I definitely got robbed of a touchdown because the safety, he was cooked. He was cooked. It was over with. I was gone. And I just coming from Amari Cooper is like,
who doesn't talk. Yeah.
Hey, they're feeling it, man. They were feeling it today. And if they can continue to feel it, man, A lot going on. Like, yeah, it was disappointing. Last week it was really, really tough to swallow. But we all came
That's
back
what she
and
said.
"Hey yo." It was there it is. But you know what I mean? We all came back and said, "Hey, they're still 1-1. They can still show progress. They can go out there and they can do it." They did more than show progress. They went out there, they dominated. Now, string some of these games together and take it to the next level.
For me, it was like the efficiency in which they went about their business. Now, they didn't score a ton of points in the first half, but man, he was seeing that ball go in the hole. You know what I'm saying? He was hitting those easy ones. And over the second half, that led to like high level NFL throws. You know what I'm saying? That opened up some of the explosivity of this offense, which is what happens when you just take what you can get, and then it started to open up the field for him. Then you could see his confidence return. And one thing that I was very encouraged by, because they did a decent job protecting him today, but there were times when it was chaos, but he didn't panic. Other than that one backwards throw, which I'm going to erase from my memory like it didn't happen. Other than that, yeah, we won't speak of it. That's Beetlejuice. But the other, like, he's able to stay calm in that chaos, and he kept his eyes upfield and was still looking for guys, and because that was gone in Pittsburgh when he was under siege, it was just a fire drill. This time it started. You could see it. You could see him starting to be more composed in that chaos, and that's what made him special when he was in Houston. Because we know his line was trash there. He had to overcome a lot to do what he did there. Here, you don't have to do as much, you know what I mean? And you start seeing it all come together. And that's also for Stefanski, because Stefanski's not had a quarterback like this in his career. So he's still learning how to call the game for him, and you saw it come together today. You saw the concepts start to come together. Now it is, like Jacob said, now it's about stacking. Now it's about stacking those performances one on top of another, and you build towards something. You know, because it's weird, because with a new defensive coordinator, the defense is way further than they should be.
Yeah.
Like way. They're like that's scary. If to see they could get better. That's got to be frightening for opponents. But like for the offense, it's going to be more of a gradual climb. But that's okay. When you got a defense that can play like this, the offense can find their way. As long as they're showing you progress like this, man, you should be very encouraged about where this team is trending.
There's a quote just now as well from Ogbo Okoronkwo, who said,
I was going to just
Go ahead. Yeah, you can have it. Go for it. Yeah.
No, dude, you already got it in front of you. I know exactly what you're talking about because I saw the exact quote. So feel free to let it go. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, it's from Cammie Justice again, as great as she always is. But she kind of went up there and, they kind of asked him about like how great this performance was, how it was showing up. And he said, "We're going to turn it up every week. This isn't even our best performance." And of course you're going to say that, but if that's true,
dude, they're only 3 games into this.
Like, that's what's nuts, man. Like, this isn't just what we're seeing right now isn't normal. It truly isn't. Like, the level of domination at this level, given that it is a passing league, and we're just okay, Pickett, whatever, Burrow, make all the excuses you want for him that you can. But, dude, come on. I mean, everybody, rarely they do have a lapse. They have one lapse a game, and you better take advantage of that, because if you don't, you're not going to do anything outside of that. But dude, today Tannehill had no chance. They would have been better off. And I was telling my buddy this because we were watching the game here. I said, they're better off putting in Malik Willis, because he gives them a different look, and Tannehill can't move the ball. And I don't think Willis is going to do much in the passing, but he does bring another dimension as a running quarterback that I think they need personally, because Derrick Henry might be finished.
So I got a couple of other quotes I wanted to read, but I just want to show this video. I've got the sound turned off, but this video to me is just.
Are we good for this, by the way? Are we good to show this?
Yeah, the sound's off.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah.
Always double checking now.
Just trying to hear just the Kevin Stefanski, the look. Sound wasn't off. Anyway, the look here, and to me that it's so telling. That is so telling of just like it felt like this massive weight on the offense's shoulders and obviously it's only temporary because you got to still go out there and do it again next week. But it's really nice to get that kind of relief and get something behind you the way they got this game behind you. But I did want to say a couple of post-game pressers. Stefanski said that he can't jump. Watson knows that, so he doesn't know why Watson did that to him. Watson later said that Stefanski mentioned his knees and Achilles couldn't stand for a jump, so that's why he didn't jump. And then Watson said that Hunt's presence was key for Ford today, that every time Jerome Ford came off the field, Hunt was dapping him up and telling him, you're going to get more opportunities. Those opportunities are going to be there and you're able to capitalize on them. And, things like that, because that's kind of something that a lot of people have talked about with Kareem Hunt was like just the energy and the injection of what he brings, the passion and the fire and the excitement that he brings to the team, maybe every bit as crucial as whatever he may do on the field. So I wanted to do that. And YouTube, don't demonetize me because I showed that 10-second clip. Dicks.
Dude, I also got to say, I was looking for the signature celebration after that touchdown throw. I really was. And I was like, dude, did he do it? Because they didn't show it. And then they showed that video, and I'm like, dude, you know what? It's just, I think a lot of people wonder, does Watson like Stefanski, so on and so forth. Dude, come on. If you didn't, you don't do that. When did Baker and Stefanski ever react like that together? That was absolute. Dude, I'm telling you, when I saw that got me pumped.
Oh, yeah, I was jacked.
Dude, I'm like, that was incredible. Stefanski does not show a lot of emotion, but I'll tell you what, showed it there. But he showed it a little more this season that we've seen in the past. And I'm starting to think that defensive coordinator, Mr. Jim Schwartz, is rubbing off on him a little bit. And and Bubba Ventrone as well. And you love to see it. We're having fun, boys. We're 2-1. And, by any means, of course, many things can happen. It's the NFL. We saw the Texans blow out Jacksonville today. Anything can happen week to week in the NFL. But this was fun. And every fan should be enjoying this win. We went 1-0 this week. So now we have to go 1-0 next week.
So how do you guys feel about the performance of the running backs in Chubb's absence? How do you think that they filled in today?
They scored touchdowns, but got to be better running the football. There's no way around it. Rushing for 2.5 yards a carry on 31 carries, that's not going to get it done. I was encouraged with like I said, the playmaking is good. Pierre Strong led them in rushing yards today.
Yeah.
Jerome Ford was 10 for 18. It's not good. It really is. I mean, I like Ford. I think he does that, especially, man, that touchdown pass. That was nice. It was a nice play by Jerome Ford. But, man, you got to get something more out of that running game. Because if you don't, it is going to be on listen, it should be all on Deshaun Watson's shoulders. But if he's not having help, that's going to hinder the offense at some point. It did not this week, but you need better production from the running game moving forward.
Yeah, you do. I mean, there's really no other way around it. But I do think they had their moments where they kind of kept it afloat, so to speak. They did enough that you had to somewhat respect it. And as a result, I think that's why the offense was able to do something. There was some juice in old Kareem's legs, man. You could see him sucking air, getting those reps in and stuff in live game action. And you could tell, he'll need a couple of weeks. But I think coming out of the bye, I don't know. I don't want to say anything crazy, but could it go back to 2020 workload between Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt after the bye? Yeah. Kind of a 50-50 split. Do I see it potentially going there? I mean, if today's was any indication that Hunt has some juice, then maybe it gets there. But I definitely think I saw more juice from him than I expected. And I hope I was wrong about him, and I hope that he's good to go, and him and Jerome Ford can be a tandem like him and Chubb were in 2020. And I just saw a quote that on Saturday night, Chubb looked Watson in the eye and told him, "I need this. Go get it for me." So Chubb's there. He's in the team hotel. He was at the team hotel. Kareem Hunt showed up in a Chubb jersey. He also wore a Chubb shirt under his pads today. So they're feeling it, man. They're feeling the love and the support from Nick, and they're trying to capitalize on it and use that and win for him. And through one game, they did that.
I gotta say this too, because I can't. We can't have a post-game show and not talk about Elijah Moore. Really. I mean, like, he didn't score a touchdown. He had a fumble. Okay, there's no way around it. Dude, get the man the ball. Like, and he's going to be a consistent player for you in this offense. I mean, today he had 9 catches, 49 yards. Again, he had a fumble. So the yards per catch wasn't great as you'd like to see. He also still had 3 carries. Now, the rushing yards was bad. He's not a running back. Let's get that straight. But they're going to use him a lot, and he's just going to cause problems for the defense. And you saw it today. I think getting him involved more, you saw Njoku involved more today. You have to do that moving forward. Because, listen, Amari Cooper's great. He's one of the best receivers the Browns have had in their history. I firmly believe it. He's just really good. You have to have someone other than him that you are getting the ball to. And I think getting DPJ Moore, Elijah Moore, David Njoku, you're now seeing the balance of this offense that I think we're going to see moving forward. I think Amari Cooper can have a really big year if he can stay healthy. You see his connection with Deshaun Watson. But getting everyone else involved is going to take this offense to a higher level. And we saw that today. So,
I can't wait to watch this all 22.
Dude, it's going to be fun. I mean, because Deshaun – okay – going back to this, were you guys encouraged? Not only he was accurate, but what we saw from Watson, were you guys a lot more encouraged than coming away from week 1 and week 2?
Yeah, quick.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. It was like Casey was talking about this: quick, short, intermediate, and he started building it up. He was doing quick and short, and then he started doing quick and intermediate, and then and he took a few shots, and they had old Brent Sobolewski really hating on him, saying that without the defensive pass interferences, they were looking
Dude,
bad.
He's
nonsense. That's nonsense.
It's unfortunate because we had him on our show once and he was really good. But, dude, I saw that too, and it took everything out of me not to say something, really mean.
He moved on after Watson came over, and I get that, but he moved on to trying to hate on it sometimes, and I think – I don't know. As somebody that didn't move on, it's hard for me. Whatever. But my point is – they took some shots, got some defensive pass interferences, including they should have had a huge touchdown to Amari Cooper where he stepped out of bounds. And then he hit Amari Cooper in stride. It was a busted coverage, yes. But they found it.
Still made the play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They went and they made the big play. And so he was progressively getting better, I thought, through the game. Short, intermediate, play action. And now he's going deep, taking some shots, and he finally hit a deep shot. That was the key, man. You had to get over it. Another 50-yard bomb from Dustin Hopkins. We're not even talking about the fact that Dustin Hopkins is out there just balling his ass off. Point to this guy, Dustin. Let's talk, well, boy, they were stupid trading a pick for somebody that lost the kicking competition. But here we are, man. Here we are. I love what Deshaun did. I love what Dustin did. And I feel just really, really good about it not being – I was so afraid after Monday. I won't lie. I was so afraid that this was going to be over again, that it was going to happen quickly, and that we would be in this dumpster fire by, the bye week. That's what I was afraid of. And I was like,
and that's fair.
We can't do this. And it was just the PTSD in me. And then they go out and they do this, and I'm like, hey, they can compete with anybody when they play like this.
Yeah, man, the ball distribution today, like you guys have touched on it, but there was a DPJ sighting. We really haven't had one this year. And there he was on the sidelines doing what he does, that it was all levels. It was all short and quick stuff first, but like you said, it grew as the game went along. And by the end of the game, the whole field was open to him. It's amazing how that happens. But by the end of the game, you had to defend every blade of grass and that busted coverage, the fact that he processed that, saw it, and let it rip. Just let it go. You know what I mean? No thinking. And that's where he's got to get to where he's not overthinking the situation. Trust your eyes. His feet are still a little wonky. like that little jump pass that he had to Jerome Ford in the first half, like that he tried to Tebow that shit. Like, actually, that was the first miss he had. Like at that point, I think he was like 9 of 10. You know what I mean? But like this is what we needed to see, man. He wasn't out of this world. I just wanted slightly above average. He was pretty good today. Like that is a great step. And Tennessee's not a terrible defense. Like their back ends, they got some issues on their back end, but that's a defensive line that gets after it. They have good linebackers. Now Baltimore's kind of a step up from that. You know, they're more complete. I don't know when Marlon Humphrey's coming back.
Their injury situation right now is now we'll see. Like we'll see what it's like Sunday, but they were out without 7 starters today.
Hey, the Cardinals are winning in the fourth quarter against Dallas.
That's lovely.
How many points? They were at 10 when I saw it. How many points have they scored?
It's 21-13.
Okay.
21 points put up by Josh Dobbs on the league's best defense.
So listen to this.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, guys, Casey, you mentioned the target distribution today. Mari Cooper, 7 catches. DPJ, 3 catches. Elijah Moore, 9. Jerome Ford, 2. Kareem Hunt, 2. David Njoku, 4. And by the way, I think that David Njoku needs more than 4 catches also. But spreading the ball around to your playmakers, good things happen. And I think it absolutely did today. Also, real quick, because I'm looking back, am I missing something? When was the fumble Deshaun Watson had? Am I missing something?
I don't know. I saw that too.
Okay.
Is that the backwards pass? Because he threw it backwards?
Technically that might be.
Yeah.
I would say I don't remember anything else.
Okay. I was going to say, that probably would be. So should we read off some stats here since we really technically didn't do that? That's the only thing we haven't done. All right. So Browns won 27-3. Wow. Titans scored in the second quarter, and that was it. We'll go Tennessee first. Ryan Tannehill, 13-25, 104 yards. He averaged 4 yards per attempt. He was sacked 5 times for 36 yards. Quarterback rating of 62.8. Derrick Henry, 11 carries, 20 yards. He didn't even average 2 yards a carry.
That has to be the worst game of his career.
Like, has to be.
I'm gonna have to go look at this. There's no way
he's had double-digit carries. Have come against the Browns.
Yeah, they shut him down in 2020 too. Yeah.
Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins led them in receiving. 3 catches, 48 yards, 16 yards per catch. He had 7 targets today. Chris Moore, by the way, that was a great play Chris Moore had at the end of the first half. Cam Mitchell was right there, man, but that was a great play.
It went off his helmet.
Great play. Yeah. Great play. Chris Moore, 2 catches, 41 yards, 20.5 yards per catch, 3 targets. Chig Okonkwo, who I did say would be an X factor. I mean, he did get his most receptions he's had in the game this year. 3 catches for 7 yards. 2.3 yards a carry, 4 targets. Traylon Burks, 1 reception, 5 yards on 6 targets. And Tajay Spears, 4 receptions for 3 yards. Didn't even average a yard per target and 4 targets. Titans defense, not really much to write home about. The guy we did not call or even mention once on the broadcast was Jeffrey Simmons. So great day for the Browns offense there. And then the Browns defensive stats from that, just because we'll read off at least a couple, because, I mean, we could spend, like I said, a ton of time on that. JOK led team in tackles. He had 6, but 4 solos, 1 tackle for loss. Miles, I don't know what more you could say. 6 total tackles, 4 solo, 3.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Alex Wright was tied for 3rd in tackles today, 4 tackles, 3 solo, 1 sack. And then Walker and Denzel also had 4 tackles and 3 solo tackles, and Ward had 1 tackle for loss. The Browns on offense today, Sean Watson, honestly, money today. I mean, he only had 6 incompletions, 27 of 33, 289 yards, averaged nearly 9 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times today. Running game, we talked about it. It's got to be way better, guys. Pierre Strong, 6 carries, 27 yards, 4.5 yards a carry. Jerome Ford, 10 carries, 18 yards, 1.8 yards a carry and a touchdown. Watson, 4 carries, 16 yards, averaged 4 yards per attempt. Kareem Hunt, 5 carries for 13 yards, 2.6 yards. Harrison Bryant, 2 carries for 4 yards.
And 2 first downs, 2 tight end sneaks. I loved it. I love 2 tight end sneaks. If you're like, man, Watson can't sneak it, I don't give a shit then. Put someone in there that you think can sneak it, which is what they did.
That was funny. I was not expecting that.
No. And just a heads up as we wrap this thing up, if you go on the link down below, you're going to see one of the awesome Homage Victory Monday shirts because you're going to need one. Hey, do you want one for free? Go over to the Network 216 YouTube. Now, you're on the YouTube. Twitter account. Go over to the Network 216 Twitter account. It's the same at Network_216. Tomorrow morning, one of us will post our giveaway for another Victory Monday shirt. We are giving away Homage and us. We have teamed with Homage to give away a Victory Monday shirt after every Browns win. I'm going to tweet it out in the morning. You tell me who the MVP of the Browns game was today, and you'll be entered to win a Victory Monday shirt or go buy one.
Yep, absolutely, man. Yeah, it's awesome. Finishing it up here real quick, just receiving on the Browns end. Amari Cooper, 7 catches, 116. 16.6 yards a catch, 1 touchdown. He had 8 targets. So that connection between Watson and Cooper is money today. DPJ, best game he's had so far this season. So that was encouraging from him. 3 catches, 49 yards, 16.3 yards per catch on 4 targets. Elijah Moore, talked about it earlier. His stats, 9 for 49. Only 5.4 yards per catch, but still 9 catches on 9 targets. Yep. That connection was there today. Again, very encouraging. Jerome Ford, 2 catches, 33 yards, a touchdown on 3 targets, 16.5 yards average. Kareem, 2 for 22, 11 average, 3 targets. And then David Njoku, 4 catches, 20 yards, 5 yards per reception on 4 targets. Those are your Browns versus Titans game stats.
Well, gentlemen, I think we have said what needed to be said. You're either watching this on Friday night, so go out there and get a little boozy if you're watching.
You mean this Sunday night?
Wow. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Yeah. Like if you're watching this on a Sunday night, maybe I'm a little boozy. Who gives a shit? Go out and enjoy your Sunday night with your friends, your family. Watch the Steelers lose in prime time. And if you're watching this on Monday, happy Victory Monday to you. Have a great week. Yard Dogs Tuesday at 7, Barking Browns Tuesday at 8. We got the Faithful Dogs, Dog Chug, and probably Petty Eddie on Wednesday. And then the pregame show Sunday at 11. Maybe I'll call in from my car or
from the pisser.
It's a pisser. Yeah, we got to do it. We are 1-0 when I call in from the pisser. So let's just roll this beautiful bean footage. Thank you guys so much for giving some of your time to us. It's the most precious thing you can give somebody. So thank you for giving some of yours to us. We'll see you guys again next time. Go Browns.
Go Browns, baby.